Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. I am going to be doing my first ombre, my first pink and white ombre set. I've done some ombres before, but this is my first pink and white one. So we're going ahead, we're using Not Polish Milky White, which I really love. I do have my own Milk Bath acrylic, but I decided to use this one today. I don't know why. I just did. I just picked up, I was just going through my drawer and I picked up whatever colors that I saw right off the top that were on the top that would go together for this set. So I wanted to use some different acrylics other than from my website. However, if you are looking for acrylic powders that are from my personal website, for this set, I would use the Milk Bath acrylic and the Yum Yum. So my Yum Yum acrylic is the pink acrylic that I used in my last set. I will link that video above right here if you want to go check it out. But those would be the acrylic colors that you could use to redo or remake this or recreate this set if you were using my acrylic powders. But today we are not going to be using my acrylic powders. We're going to be using Not Polish. We're going to be using, I don't know if you guys follow her. Her name is Ta Beauty up here. I think it's like Ta Barbie on Instagram, but I'm going to be using some of her acrylic powder that she released, I think, for Christmas last year. And I'm also going to be using some of Dynamic Nail Supply acrylic powder, so and Young Nails. So I'm going to be using 4 different acrylic powders, no 5, because I'm also using, oh my god y'all, I'm all over the place. I'm also using Todds Ln clear acrylic, which I've told y'all about, that is super cheap on Amazon if you are trying to find a clear acrylic that is affordable and works just as good as Mia Secret or Not Polish or Valentino. I would definitely consider trying out Todds Ln. I have had no issues with it thus far. I haven't used it on completely clear nails, so as far as that's concerned, I don't want to tell you it's bomb for that. But as far as capping and everything in clear, it's worked great for me. So right here, I'm just laying down. I lay down a little bigger bead on this one because I felt like I should just be laying down bigger beads on this nail, since the other nails, I was laying down real small beads and they were not coming out right. Like, I don't know what it was. And no, I do know what it was. I was not drying off my brush before I laid this acrylic down. So this was the first nail that actually came out with the acrylic, the liquid into powder ratio the way I needed it to be. So that's why I'm able to pull it down and it's not going anywhere. So you always want your acrylic to pretty much look like this when you are molding it and forming it into the shape of the tip. You want it to be kind of still and you're able to just grab it basically and drag it down. You don't want it to be falling side to side and you having to catch it side to side. So just a little tip, always when you are putting the monomer, dipping your brush in the monomer, then dipping your brush in the acrylic powder. Look how perfect that was. Oh my god, it was so beautiful. From the side, it was so beautiful. But you just want to make sure that you are tapping the opposite side of your brush, the back of your brush, that the acrylic is not on a piece of paper towel before you are laying it on the nail. And that will dry the bead out a little bit so that it will not be so liquidy. This one came out okay as well. You will see I'm able to kind of keep it in the middle, and if I do see a little bit overflowing on the sides, I just go ahead and tap it on the sides to get it back in the middle. You want all of your acrylic to be centered with the tip and with the nail. And you want it to be able to drag it down on your time. You do not want the bead to be running and dripping side to side. So just be mindful of that. That is how you get, if you aren't that great with liquid to powder ratio, then make sure that you are tapping the back of your brush on a paper towel to dry the bead out a little bit. And that will help tremendously with your application, I promise you. Now, obviously, I'm still working on my application, but I always seem to like remember, I don't know why I even forget starting off how to place my beads down, but it's always like the first two fingers just come out a hot mess, but I got it together by the end. So now we're taking Todds Beauty's. This is the acrylic that I was talking about. This is one of her, I have this one, it's called Naughty Girl, and then I have another one called Crystal, I think. But they do have snowflakes in them. I just work around the snowflakes because why would we have snowflakes on a nail in the summer, y'all? I think today's the first day of summer. Is it? I don't know. But anyway, so I laid that down. Sorry, y'all. Oh my God. Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all. I don't know if y'all have a scrimp shack near you. I don't even know if y'all like seafood, but y'all, one thing about me, I love seafood. Remember this for a giveaway because I might be asking y'all a question about me for my next giveaway because I might do one before 5,000 subscribers. But one thing about me that y'all have to know is a girl loves seafood. When I say I love seafood, like mainly crab legs though. And I like snow crab legs. Like I do not like blue crabs. I do not like to pick no crabs for no little bit of meat. I need snow crab legs, and I like to pop and crack them open and eat them like that. So, but anyway, how do we even get on that? Oh, I'm eating fish, y'all. So I went to Scrimp Shack and I got the biggest fish sandwich known to mankind. Like I've literally never had a fish sandwich that damn big. Like, and I was wondering why the sandwich was $9. Like, I was like, okay, now I know seafood a little high and groceries a little high, but dang, $9 just for the sandwich. When I tell y'all that sandwich was like 3 sandwiches in one, I told my wife, I said, next time we go to Scrimp Shack, we are sharing because there's no way I ate that. I'm eating the rest of it right now. Like I bought it yesterday, but I could not finish it. It was huge. So anyway, we are now applying the pink. And at first I thought this pink was going to be way too bright for what I wanted to do and the vision that I saw. But you guys, I have to let y'all know, I think I told y'all in the last video or the video before that, when you cap nails with clear, the blend of it, I don't know what the clear does, y'all. I say this all the time. I don't know what they put in that clear, but it just makes the whole ombre or anything that is separated, it makes it blend more for, I don't know how, but it just does. And y'all are going to see exactly what I'm talking about because right here, I'm placing it down and it doesn't look all that blended. It kind of looks like it looks blended, but it just didn't look like it went together. Like it looked like the pink was too bright for me. But it wasn't until I put the acrylic over top of it that it just all came together. Like, look, hold on. I told y'all everything came together once you put the clear acrylic on. Like it just does something to the nail. I will never know, but it's a lifesaver. It just makes the whole ombre come together. So I went ahead and I continued with that shade. Previously, if you probably didn't notice, but I had some acrylic on my thumb before I even placed this color acrylic down. And that's because I was trying 2 other different pinks. At first I had tried Bubblegum by Valentino. It was way too sheer. And then I tried Core Pink, which wasn't even really a pink. So, I mean, it was pink, but it wasn't pink enough for me to be overlaying it or trying to do an ombre with it over this white. The white was just completely coming through. So then I went ahead and I was like, okay, let's go ahead and do this one. I could have chosen Flamingo by Young Nails, but I've used that in so many videos. Well, not so many, but I've used it in about 2 or 3 videos. So I decided to try out a different color acrylic that I do not use often. And I also just wanted to use some Dynamic Nail Supply because I have not used acrylic from them in a while. And if y'all have not seen my other videos on Dynamic Nail Supply, definitely go check them out. I'll link a few up here. I'll probably link one at the very, very end of the video. But definitely go check them out. They have super affordable acrylics, you guys. Their acrylic powders are only $6 for a 1 ounce, and I believe $8 for 2 ounces. They have a great variety of colors. The consistency of acrylic to me, honestly, is similar to Anna acrylics. If you ever tried Anna acrylics, however, I do like Dynamic Nail Supply a little more just because it was something about Anna acrylics that I was just not feeling. I don't know what it was. I can't remember exactly what it was. I do know that I gave her like a mediocre review. Like, I didn't hate the acrylic powder, but I knew that I would not be purchasing anymore just because of her. But that's a whole nother story. If you have not seen that video, then I will link that above right here, because I went into detail about why I do not support Anna acrylics. And yeah, we're gonna keep it at that and keep on with the video. So sometimes to get a really good ombre, do not be scared of like adding too much acrylic. I make sure that you're just using very thin layers of acrylic when doing this, because you never know if you might have to go back and add a little bit of white. Like, see how I'm adding a little bit of white right here? And that's just because I just felt like the pink had dragged down a bit too far. So I went ahead and I added a little bit more white acrylic to just blend it all together, which seemed to work for me. Again, I did not put very thick layers of acrylic, so that helped me out a lot. When I first started to do nails, you guys, the amount of acrylic that I was using was crazy. But the more you practice and the better you get with your application, you're not going to accidentally use so much acrylic. Like, your nails are gonna get thinner and thinner and thinner, I promise you. So when you first begin, like, your nails will probably come out bumpy, lumpy, all that. I still do not have the perfect application. However, I know for a fact that my application has gotten way better than when I first started nails. When I first started nails, my nails were so thick, y'all. Like, my nails can sometimes be a little on the thicker side, but they're nowhere near how thick I used to make them. So I'm getting a lot better with that. As you can see, you can just look at my thumb, the tip of my thumb. That nail looks a little lumpy, but I did go back and file it. But I just want to show y'all that I do not do my nails super, super thick anymore. Thank God I got out of that, because I just look back on some pictures and I'm like, dang, like, I really did not know how to apply acrylic, like, at all, for real. But yeah, you guys, just be mindful of that and do not stress yourself out. Like, all you have to do is practice, y'all. I promise it will come. If you need a friend or somebody to practice on, like, if you have a Facebook, post on Facebook and be like, would anybody like for me, to could I get anybody to, practice on just for free? Like, or if they want to tip you, then they can tip you, or whatever the case may be. But you do need to practice on real people in order to get a little better, and that helps with time. Because if you're just doing your nails, it's a little different than doing someone else's. Now, of course, you will probably usually be your first customer, or your first client. So it is a great way to practice with application, but it's a little different when you are using a live person and someone else sitting directly across from you, because that's how 99% of the time you're going to be doing others' nails. So I know on my last video, I got a couple comments, well, really one comment that somebody asked me, I think it was my last video, I'm not sure, but somebody asked me in last video or previous video to make my next set be a colorful set. I Y'all know I love colorful sets. Y'all know I love bling. So I'm definitely going to probably do that for my next video if I don't have anything else pop into my head before tomorrow, if I do choose to record tomorrow. But I'm probably going to do a colorful set. So if you have any colors in mind that you would like to see on this colorful set, drop me a heart of the color that you want, or you can just say the color that you want in the comment section below, because I'm trying to think of what colors I want to do for this colorful set. But I'm gonna get y'all's help as always, so let me know down below what colors I should do. I'm probably gonna do as many colors as y'all say and that go together. I'm going to combine them. So yeah, you guys, this is y'all helping me out for my next video. So please, please, please comment below what I should do, or what colors I should do for my next nail set. And I'm gonna try to incorporate all the colors that y'all tell me, as long as they're bright. They have to be bright colors, y'all. So let me know down below. I'll see what I can come up with. And yeah. So now we were on to the filing. I just sped through all of this. I pretty much sped through the rest of this video except for some of the embellishments, the putting on the rhinestones, just because I wanted y'all to see my placement with rhinestones, and y'all know I always do caviar beads, so I did want to incorporate that and show you all that. But right here I was pretty much just filing everything down, getting the cuticles together. And now we're using some AB crystals. I sprayed a little bit of alcohol on my nails and wiped the dust and everything off, because I did not wash my hands in between. We're going ahead and we're using some Acrylic rhinestone glue. We're using these little thingies that you actually use for lashes, the pink things. You actually use them for lashes, but I got them off of Shein, and this is what I use them for. I use them to apply my nail glue so that I can just throw it away. And because my top of my nail glue broke off, but I still use it, it still works, so we're all good right there. And I also have, I got those from Shein, and I also got this new this new wax pencil. Well, it's not new, I've had it for forever, but I'm just now opening it. So I did get that from Shein as well, and I do have videos on Shein. If you have not seen those videos, go check those out. Just type in Shein, or you can look through my popular uploads, and pretty much all of my Shein videos are in my popular uploads. Those are the ones that like get the most views. People love Shein, you guys. If you have not checked out Shein, definitely check out Shein. I have another Shein clothing haul coming to y'all. I know some of y'all are not fond of me doing clothing hauls, but I love them. So like I always say, I'm gonna do what I want on my channel. but yeah, you guys, so that's coming soon. And right here, I'm just pretty much showing my stone placement, how I place my stones. There's really nothing to it. Honestly, I feel like people have videos on stone placement. If you would like me to make a video on like how to actually put your stones on the nail so that they look nice and flattering, because I know some people have difficulty just with stone placement, and I never would have thought that that was a thing, but I guess it is, because I always see videos of people showing different ways of how to place your stones, different ways of how to place your stones around like 3D flowers. I also do 3D flowers on this video, you guys, so stay tuned for that. It's coming up right after I put these stones on. And the reason why I ended up doing 3D flowers was because I actually had the rhinestones down, and when I had the rhinestones down, the way that it looked, it was just like blank space. So I initially, before I even started this set, I thought that I was gonna do 3D flowers on all the nails, and I completely forgot. And I just suck with 3D flowers, y'all. Like, my 3D flowers are not the best. It takes me forever to do 3D flowers. Like, some people are just not good at doing stuff like that. And you guys, it is okay. Like, practice. And honestly, if you don't feel like you can do 3D flowers even with a lot of practice, go ahead and get you those flowers that people mold and sell in a pack. Shein has tons of them. Like, just look up nail art flowers, and I promise you get so many, and they look just as I was saying, they look just as pretty as 3D flowers that you would do with acrylic. I got cut off because my wife called me. I know she's calling me to ask me for food, but I was like, she called me, right? And when she picked up, I said, yes, like, as to say, yes, girl, like, what do you call it? She calls me, y'all, when I tell you, I lie to y'all not. This girl, while she is at work and I'm at home, she calls me at least 6 times a day. At least. Now, I don't know if that's a lot to y'all, but it's a lot to me because I am very much a person who doesn't even like to talk on the phone. Like, just text me. Whatever you have to say to me, text it to me. Because honestly, I don't even really feel like talking right now. And that's with everybody. But she called me to ask me, I'm guessing, if I wanted something to eat. But y'all, I hate being interrupted when I'm trying to do a voiceover because then I have to go back and redo the clip of the voiceover that I just did, or accept it, or it just be cut off like how it just was. So hopefully she's still wherever she is getting some food when I call back. Because she's probably going to get something really, really good just because she got an attitude with me now. Hopefully she goes to Wawa because I really, really want a quesadilla. But anyway, y'all, I decided to take a little break right here and eat on camera. I love my Sour Patch candies, y'all. But yeah, you guys, I'm going ahead and I am top coating. Y'all already know what's up, what I'm top coating with. I'm top coating with Dynamic Nail Supply Top Coat Tempered Glass Top Coat. It is my favorite top coat. I don't know how many times I can say top coat within a minute. But anyway, I'm going ahead and I'm spraying all the stones with alcohol, and I'm just thoroughly wiping them off. This makes your stones shine, you guys. Don't forget to do that step. I know a lot of people don't do that step, and I see it quite often, but I promise you, it makes your stones shine so much. But yeah, you guys, that is pretty much it for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed this set. It was such a beautiful set to me, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, I did forget, I put some caviar beads in the little crevices of the rhinestones, and I always do this, you guys. I like to show y'all exactly how I place them. Sometimes I'm not too thorough in the caviar bead placement, but I usually just go in between the stones, you guys, and it makes it just pop. It just really makes the whole look pop. I promise you, you don't think that it will make such a big difference, but it really does, especially in photos and pictures. It just makes everything come together. It gives it a little extra oomph. But yeah, you guys, like I was saying, do not forget to like my like this video before you like it right now. Like it right now. Go and like the video, y'all. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. I love y'all so much. Mwah. Bye.